The Aryan Brotherhood started as a California state prison gang and eventually spread to the federal system. AB members were incarcerated at the United States prisons in Lompoc, California, Florence, Colorado, Marion, Illinois, Leavenworth, Kansas, and Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Through the 1980s, the AB had an informal structure of command. AB members elected a three-person council with limited oversight capabilities, meant to act more as coordinators than leaders. The council's main role was to pass messages and keep track of members, but over the years it got more authority to make decisions. Barry Byron Mills, Edgar Hevell, and Tommy Silverstein were on the first council, with T.D. Bingham joining later. In 1992 to 1993, the AB replaced the council with a more powerful three-person commission. The council still existed, but now was appointed by and subordinate to the commission. The commission's written mission statement indicated that it sought to transform the AB from a dysfunctional prison gang into a viable and productive criminal organization inside prison and on the streets. Mills, Bingham, and Al Benton were the three AB commissioners at the time of most of the events in this murder case. By majority vote, they could authorize any major decision for the Aryan Brotherhood, such as ordering a hit on any AB member or going to war against another prison gang. The commission oversees the organization, the council implements the commission's programs, and lower-level members carry out logistical tasks. At each prison, one member oversees the Aryan Brotherhood affairs and reports directly to the commission. The AB's two main goals are to control, dominate, and influence the prison system so that its members can have an easy time while incarcerated, and to operate criminal enterprises such as computer fraud, identity theft, extortion, prostitution, gambling, and drug trafficking. The AB does not hesitate to execute its enemies to accomplish these goals. When the AB orders a murder, AB members are supposed to, like a piranha, come out and fight regardless of whether it's bad odds or not. For new members, the AB has a policy of blood in, blood out. Potential members must commit a homicide to gain full membership and can only leave when they die. AB members also must support other AB brothers, may not assault other brothers without permission, must split drug profits evenly, and may not cooperate with law enforcement. Violating any of these policies could get an AB member executed, though a kill order could only come from the AB Commission. Conversely, if someone assaulted an Aryan Brotherhood member, other Aryan Brotherhood members were supposed to kill them at any cost. Prisoners indicate their status as AB members using symbols such as an Irish shamrock, the letters AB, or the number 666. This is the case of the Aryan Brotherhood Gang Wars. Arvar Ray was a member of the Aryan Brotherhood incarcerated at Lompoc. He openly maintained a homosexual relationship, mishandled drugs, and disrespected AB brothers, all against AB rules. Edgar Hevell disliked Arvar Ray and told Thomas Miller, who testified, that Ray's relationship looked bad for the Aryan Brotherhood. The commission ordered Phil Myers to organize Ray's assassination. Myers promised Glenn Filkins, who was not yet a member, that he would gain full AB membership if he executed Ray. The AB members at Lompoc, including Hevell, initially planned to slaughter Ray with rat poison, but decided against this after rat poison failed to kill another target, inmate Jeffrey Barnett. Instead, the AB decided to have Filkins execute Ray by injecting him with an overdose of heroin. When the AB delayed in slaughtering Ray, Hevell sent a message asking what the holdup was. Filkins and Miller carried out the homicide on August 9, 1989. When Ray did not die immediately from the heroin, Filkins strangled him with a wire, while Miller held him down. After the assassination, Filkins told Miller that he had been admitted to the AB and showed Miller a shamrock ring, made in the prison dental lab and commissioned by the AB as evidence of his AB membership. In a dispute over a drug debt, the Latin Kings prison gang attacked AB associate Red Lawler. In retaliation, Bingham ordered prospective AB member Steve Scott to attack Latin Kings member Ismael Benitez Mendez at Leavenworth. On January 4, 1992, Officer William Halpin saw Benitez Mendez running away from a prisoner who was armed with a knife. The armed prisoner wore a watch cap, green fatigue shirt, and khaki pants. Halpin called for help as both inmates ran away. Prison officers were able to locate both the weapon used in the assault and Benitez Mendez, who had suffered knife wounds to his back and hand. While searching the surrounding cells, officers found inmate Ernest Martinez wearing blood-stained khaki pants. A green fatigue shirt lay nearby. Officers also found 2 blood-stained brown paper towels in the cell of Anthony Cruz and Edmund Gonzalez. Gonzalez had a cut on his finger. That evening, the officers placed the pants, shirt, and paper towels, along with other evidence, in a locker for storage. On January 4th, 5 Hispanic inmates, including Ernest Martinez, were placed in the hole, pending an investigation. They were released back into the general population the next month. Meanwhile, prison officers decided on January 7th to place Bingham, Steve Scott, and 2 other prisoners in the hole. When the officers examined Scott, they discovered a fresh 666 tattoo on the left side of his chest. After investigation, prison officials determined that the paper towels, pants, and shirt were unrelated to the attempted homicide. On August 12, 1992, those items were destroyed. In December of 1996, at Lewisburg, the D.C. Blacks prison gang killed a white inmate. After this homicide, Hevele gave a message to Dewey Lee, a prisoner transferring from Lewisburg to Marion, to tell either Dave Sahakian or Michael McElhiney, specifically, nobody else, that they'd been having racial problems at USP Lewisburg and to get ready. Lee understood the phrase, "to get ready," to mean start making knives and organizing AB members. Lee delivered the message sometime after January 2, 1997. On January 2, 1997, about a dozen members of the D.C. Blacks attacked 6 white inmates at Marion. The AB members at Marion met and decided to move on and slaughter whatever D.C. Blacks and associates they could. Michael Wagner, an AB member, was transferred by prison officials from Marion to the Supermax prison at Florence to prevent Wagner from assaulting any D.C. Blacks. When transferred, Wagner delivered several messages to Commissioner Barry Mills, including a message that there was a war at Marion. Even though Wagner was in the hole, he was able to communicate with Barry Mills by speaking through a system of drainage pipes that connected the 2 of them. Mills responded that he would see what's going on, work this out, and told Wagner not to make any moves. Both Mills and Bingham were housed at Florence, and as most of the Aryan Brotherhood Commission could approve a war with the D.C. Blacks. If they authorized a war, Mills would signal AB members by using the phrase, "It's a baby boy." If the war were called off, then Mills would use the phrase, "It's a baby girl." In the summer of 1997, Mills wrote that he still don't know for certain yet whether the baby is a boy or a girl, but we're hoping for a girl while preparing for either. In the event of war, the AB wanted it to be nationwide so that they could massacre as many as they could as quick as they could. At some point, Mills learned that the D.C. Blacks at Marion had put hits on Dave Sahakian and Michael McElhiney. Mills sent a message to Bingham by using AB member Chris Risk, telling him, "The Toads put a hit on Dave and Mac, the war is on, let Lewisburg know." Bingham received Mills's message on August 14, 1997. After Chris Risk confirmed it was from Mills, Bingham wrote an invisible ink message to Lewisburg, where Al Benton and other AB members were housed, telling them, "War with D.C. Blacks," with initials TD. Bingham gave Ronald Slocum the message to send it to Lewisburg to move on the D.C. Blacks. On August 17th, after being pressured by Jonathan McGinley to make sure that everyone was on the same page, Bingham wrote back to Mills to confirm the war was on. Bingham enlisted McGinley to write a letter containing 2 coded messages. The first was in the body of the letter, where Bingham wrote, "I am a grandfather. At last my boy's wife gave birth to a strapping 8-pound 7-ounce baby." The quantities mentioned, A, 8, and 7, refer to California Penal Code 187 and the crime of murder. The second coded message involved the letter itself, written in a cipher system using cursive and printed characters. Deciphering the text reveals, "Confirm message from Chris to move on DC." Bingham also authorized attacks within his prison at Florence. He told AB members Eugene Bentley and Kevin Roach to kill DC blacks Hollywood Smith and Clarence Hinnett. Slocum delivered Bingham's War with DC Blacks message to Benton on August 27th at Lewisburg. Benton understood the message to mean, "Kill him as soon as possible." We're at war. However, Benton wanted to verify the cause of the war, that the DC blacks had hit 2 AB members at Marion, so he called Ronald Slocum. Slocum was unable to do so. On August 28, 1997, AB members led by Al Benton assassinated Frank Joyner and Abdul Salam and stabbed Byron Ball. Before the murders, Benton promoted Jason Schweihart and Henry Houston from probationary members of the AB to full members because they were going to sacrifice themselves by catching a case. Benton explained that if you are going to try to assassinate as many people as you can, you know you're going to catch a homicide case in Pennsylvania. Byron Ball was playing a game of Monopoly with Larry Fortune and Frank Joyner when the attacks took place. Wayne Bridgewater entered the cell where the 3 were playing and repeatedly stabbed Joyner with a knife. Ball stepped away from Bridgewater toward the door of the cell and pleaded with Bridgewater to stop. Ball then noticed Schweihart walking towards him, so Ball turned his body into the cell to let Schweihart pass by. As he turned back, Ball felt something hit his shoulder, and then his right arm started feeling funny. Ball saw blood dripping from his arm and went back to his cell, where he tried to wrap a makeshift tourniquet around his arm. Ball later found out that he had been stabbed in such a way that tying this like a tourniquet on didn't do any good whatsoever. Because he had been stabbed in the back this way, through the shoulder, took a piece of the armpit off under his arm and a piece of the upside his shoulder. Because Houston did not know by sight who he was supposed to kill, Benton escorted him to Abdul Salam's cell. They stabbed Salam to death at the same time as the Joyner and Ball attacks. Back at Florence, the planned massacres of Hollywood Smith and Clarence Hinnett never occurred because prison officials preemptively placed all AB members in the hole to prevent a Lewisburg-style attack. While in the hole, Kevin Roach asked Bingham if he knew exactly what was behind the Lewisburg assassinations so that Mills would know whether to make the war official or not. Bingham responded, "Hell yes, he had given the order. He had given the word for the hits at Lewisburg and to let Barry Mills know that it was on everywhere. That every AB member was to assassinate any DC black that they could." In 2002, a grand jury returned a 10-count indictment that charged 40 defendants with committing RICO crimes as part of their involvement with the Aryan Brotherhood. Bingham was charged with the assassination of Frank Joyner, Abdul Salam, and the homicide of Arvar. Hevele was charged with conspiring and aiding and abetting in the assassination of Frank Joyner.